Greetings and welcome to Words About Games breakdown of EGX 2019 with Amy and Keith. One of us was at EGX 2019. This is the general introduction to all of the EGX videos that we're going to be putting out over the course of the next week. So if you watch all the videos, you'll see this like 10 times. Just I didn't want to get off track in the beginning, but hey, it's us. I was at EGX. Keith wasn't. I played a ton of games. Keith doesn't know anything about any of them because we haven't seen each other since I got back from London. So we're going to talk about them. All of them. It's separated into categories that make sense if you're at the show and probably make sense. I hope they make sense. If you weren't at the show, either way, thumbs up. I have 7 games of the show and I made this. So I'm going to be giving these out as we do the podcast. So keep an eye out for my 7 best games of EGX with the little hearts and stuff. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to future Keith and future Amy, who are going to be having lots of conversations about video games.
Over to you, future me.
Cool. And let's move on to a game you were excited to play for. You were excited to play at the end of the year, and now I'm assuming you're excited to play in March. Doom Eternal. Ori wasn't there. Xbox wasn't there. But Doom Eternal was there. This was the most popular game at the show by miles. Full queue from the very back was more than 3 hours. Now, luckily, I didn't have to wait 3 hours. But I did have to wait some time. And there's nothing that prepared me for hell on earth, like the experience of walking in and being like, hell on earth, than waiting in the Doom Eternal queue. Now, luckily I wasn't alone, so we all decided, because I met up with a bunch of people for one day, and they all decided they wanted to go and see Doom first thing, because I'd already told them, like, the queue looked insane. So we went straight there. And we were queuing up for it. Now, the thing about Doom Eternal queue was, so it's a 20-minute demo. Every 20 minutes, the demo ends, and the loudest fucking air raid siren goes off. Every 20 minutes. And then it plays the Doom theme tune. So we waited for 2 hours in this queue, like moving every time the air raid siren got done. Like, if you've seen my reaction after I played Silent Hill to air raid sirens, PTSD I have from this air raid siren thing going off, and it got to the point, where Tark had managed to time it so that when the last one went off, when we were at the front and we knew we were going in, he just goes, "Watch out! We're going in 3, 2, 1," and literally it went off as soon as he did that. He was like, oh shit. Like, it was crazy. Like, I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. It hurt. It physically hurt. Every 20 minutes it would be like, and then we'd all have to get up and move around a bit. I'll tell you what though. If you ever want to feel like a badass walking into somewhere, having the Mick Gordon's Doom theme play as you're walking across, that's bathed in red light as you're walking across, and all you can hear is just that. It's like, yeah, I felt like a badass. But the game, let's talk about the game. So this was another, I think, 20-minute demo. It was from some point in the game. It did the thing where you played a bit, and then it was like later in the mission, and then it showed you another bit, and it was like trying to highlight like different parts of the gameplay, because there's actually quite a lot of new stuff in here. Because you do a tutorial. Obviously, we've seen the super shotgun has a grapple hook, but there's actually like a bunch of different new traversal mechanics. You can climb walls, like certain surfaces, you can climb them, and then there's like parts of the game where you have to jump between them. You can dash twice, so you can like double jump. And you can also dash twice, like to dodge or for traversal. So you can actually go quite a distance in the air. But before I ask you what you want me to tell you about Doom, I need to tell you about my favorite part of the demo. which was the beginning. And it wasn't combat, and it wasn't the tutorial. It was the cutscene that I got to watch before we played the game. So you do the tutorial, and then it loads you in. And where the demo starts is Earth. You're on a space station. Because when I say cutscene, it's all still in first person because it's Doom. You're on a space station. Demons are attacking, like, in orbit. There's a BFG 10,000 outside, which is a giant cannon. Not just shooting them. And like, there's all you go into like the control room of this space station, and you're just walking out being Doom Guy, and all of the scientists are like, everybody looks at you, and I was like, oh shit! Like everybody's like afraid as you're walking through this thing, and like you're getting the gist of the situation by the everything that people are saying, and obviously looking out the window. And then you get to the end, and as you walk into the last two scientists, one of them, they're talking to each other, and one of them's just like, we can't go down to this place because there's demons like all down there and everything. And then he just like kind of looks as you walk up to him, and he's like, and then you literally, without saying anything, because you're the Doom Marine, he's got a key card on his neck. He just grabs the key card and just pulls him by the key card. He's on one of the wheelie chairs over to the control panel for the door. And you just beep it, and then you just let go of it, and then you just keep walking. And then you get through the door, and there's Marines, and two of them are guarding a lift. And like one of them just looks up at you, and like he's just like, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing here? Like, you can't come through here without authorization." As you're walking up to him, and he just looks at you, and he just takes his gun. And then just walked into the lift, and I was like, that was fucking amazing. Like, I hope that's like the introduction to the game. Like, and then like, yeah, the game starts after that. Like, I just thought as an introduction to Doom and who like the Doom guy is and how like id approached like the story in the modern Dooms, I was like, that was perfect. I was like, I need to tell Keith this story because he's gonna fucking love it. So yeah, I played it for like 20 minutes. What would you like to know?
Well, I think you may have mentioned something about the plot there. That's kind of like they're still sticking to the sort of there is a plot. You may have to go looking for it because for you, two guys are not interested.
Two guys just here to kill things. Like at one point in the demo, you need to go to another space station, and I'm not really clear. And the way he does it is, and this is why I mentioned it before, you fight your way at the BFG 10,000, which again is a giant fucking space cannon, and like you take it like fires its shot, and then it reloads the thing, and you just take the round out and just climb in. And then it just shoots you across like space to wherever you want it to go, and just come crashing through the wall. It's like, hell yeah. Like, Doom Guy knows how to get where he needs to go. But yeah, do you anything else you specifically want to know about?
I remember that glory kills are being sort of separated.
Yeah, so
3 different things.
Yeah, so glory kills are still a thing for ammo. Is it ammo? Whatever it was for, that's what you get it for. Because there's a bunch of different ones, and I was only playing it for a bit. It was like, but yeah, glory kills still exist in the way that they do. They're still really helpful when you're fighting like powerful demons, to like finish them off quite quickly. They're still gory as fuck, and completely over the top. You still got the chainsaw, which you use to get whatever you get, and there's another one you can do for health. There's still like health packs and armor shards and stuff like lying around the levels and ammo, but a good way to get all these things really quickly is to use so it's the chainsaw for one, and you've got like a flamethrower thing on another which you can like burn enemies with, which is the new one, and then there's like the health as well, to get the health by doing something else. I never triggered it. I was kind of more focused on the traversal stuff and jumping around, and also my instincts kept kicking in, and I just kept glory killing everything because like my Doom 2016 instincts were just like, okay, like it's flashing, get him, and then like just ripping a demon in half. or using the chainsaw when I was in a bind. I remember that. There's like insta kill anything. But yeah, and but there was still like resources around the map and stuff. So yeah, that's how that works. Anything else?
Did the combat still feel fun?
Hell fucking yeah. So well, I got access to a bunch of weapons. I don't know if any of them were new. And I know some of them had new functions, like when I got the super shotgun, it had the grappling hook. The grappling hook, by the way, you use it, and it does not pull you in directly towards the targets. Like, your momentum still counts. So you can actually use it to, like, swing around. Like, you hit an enemy, but if I hit an enemy that's over there, but I'm still moving to that way, I'll swing around them.
Yeah.
But it's like Doom 2016 was already like quite fast paced, and you still absolutely cannot stop moving, like ever in a fight. Never stop moving, when you're fighting. But like the extra stuff, like the dashing, and the like attaching to walls and the grappling hook, it's like it all just makes it feel even more fast paced, but not like you're not in control. In any given moment, like there are moments where I felt completely overwhelmed because it was like there's demons literally everywhere, like, but I always felt like in control of what I was doing, and the weapons are just really still so satisfying to use. And then again, ripping demons in half, like pulling you got the beholder type ones where you pull the eyeball out and then shove it, and it's
Code demon.
That's the one. Trying to think. Was there anything else you want to know? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about.
I mean, I do remember seeing something like was like a one life up or whatever, like in one of the trailers, but I'm guessing that wasn't in the demos or anything.
It was actually. I did actually find a couple, and I used one because I died. So that's the thing. I don't know the specifics of how it works because I was only playing for 20 minutes. But I definitely died, and I definitely used a 1-up. So take from that what you will. I also had the demonic, the bar that we saw in the top corner of the E3 demo. That was definitely there, but I didn't, I never affected it. Like, I don't know what it did. I just know that it was there when I was playing. But because obviously the demo was focused on, here's how awesome it is to play Doom, like, kill, 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 it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I see where you're going with this. But some of the other mechanics and stuff, like, did not reveal themselves to me. There were secrets that you could find. I don't know what they are, though. Because in the demo, whatever the secret was, had been removed, and it was just a giant glowing question mark with a box that came up that literally said, "You found a secret. These will be in the game." But they were like obviously not wanting to show off what they were.
Yeah.
Unless they just have giant glowing question marks in the game.
Yeah. I don't know if secrets will end up being like the when you found the Doom Marines in the first one, so you got like
because they were quite well hidden. This one wasn't hidden so much as it was, because there was a point in the demo where I went to a place and I went around a corner and there was a door and I saw the question mark like spinning around, and I was like, oh, that's weird, because the door didn't open. And then as I was playing on more, I was exploring around and I found the other side where the question mark was. So it wasn't like in the old game, in the 2016 game, it was like a case of like they were just hidden throughout the world. This one felt more deliberately placed, like so that you would see it if you were playing the game. So I wonder what that actually is.
There was some stuff like that in the first game, because I do remember some locations where you could see stuff, but you had to like really search out to get into them.
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult to find this. Whether that's because I was playing an early level. So I don't know when in the game this takes place or not, but it wasn't difficult to find. It wasn't difficult to see it, and then it wasn't that difficult to find it. I just had to turn left instead of right at one particular point. It's one of those collectibles where it's like, oh, this is obviously the way I'm supposed to go, but there's a corridor over here. I'll just go down here. That kind of thing. So I think that's everything that I've got to say about Doom, except that I'm giving it one of my 7 best of game of EGX awards. Almost entirely based on the opening cutscene. But not quite, because it was a lot of fun to play.